Free beer and hot wings in the morning. Grand Rapids rocks all day. 97.9 GRD rocks.
97.9 GRD rocks. Free beer and hot wings show. Saturday night, live at night, DeVos Performance Hall. You've probably heard it mentioned a few times.
Potentially. So damn excited. Still a few tickets left.
Yeah.
Pick them up.
Yep. You can get them DeVosPerformanceHall.com or WGRD.com. We have a pair of tickets to give to caller number 4 right now. It's 770-WGRD or 1-800-947-3979. I think Joe and I will have one today between 4 and 6.
We will.
When we are at Elk Brewing.
In Comstock Park.
Yep. Just down the street from the Whitecaps home opener. First pitch on that one, I think 6:35 tonight.
Yeah. So you'll have plenty of time to hang out with us, drink some beer, eat some food, and then go watch baseball.
Yeah. I'm going to take like a light jacket for later in the game when it starts to cool off.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep. I'm getting ready to do the 7th inning stretch.
Yes.
I plan on eating lots of food.
Oh, boy.
Now, even if they don't play, which they are going to, can people still go there and get, like, hot dogs, food, beer?
I don't think they open the ballpark up for people to eat when they're not having a baseball game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd think I would
I don't know.
Sometimes
Maybe.
I just stand out in front of those gates and I just hope that I can
I call that December. Baseball season seems so far away.
Are there
any elephant ears?
just throw some condiments in my mouth.
I feel like they might not do too bad at that if they kept their beer prices really low and just opened up the concourse and let people just come drink and eat
A big outdoor
ballpark
beer garden.
food. Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
I like their food.
I do too.
Me too, yeah.
Wood TV8 had a story last night. I was watching the news, and boy, bummer for this guy, just minding his own business, and all of a sudden he's labeled a crook because somebody had a mix-up of his name. And it's a pretty simple mix-up, but a pretty important one.
Man is taking on MSNBC after the cable network mistakenly put his picture on the air, connecting him to a crime that he had nothing to do with. The case has taken him all the way to the state Supreme Court. But after several legal setbacks, he's looking for your help now in getting the case to the next level. 24-Hour News 8's Leon Hendricks is in studio control with this story. Leon.
Brian, good evening. So far, all the West Michigan man has gotten from his legal back and forth is a sky-high legal bill, tens of thousands of dollars. But he says his fight isn't over.
It's been horrible.
Keith Todd got a huge surprise with his network debut. His name and photo splashed repeatedly on MSNBC's show, Caught on Camera, Dash Cam Diaries. But this never should have been. The real perp is not Keith Todd, but instead Todd Keith, a man 3 years older.
You can tell they wear their eye patch on the opposite eyes.
Yeah.
There are no eye patches in this story.
No. The show
take
features the perp's efforts to get away after stealing a limousine, only to try and run from police before dashing into the back of the stolen limo.
Oh, yeah.
How is that going to work out?
Yeah,
what were you
good
going to
luck
do?
with
Sit
that.
back there and go, nope, sorry, it's Brad Pitt. You got the wrong one.
They won't see me under these cool lights.
I definitely didn't steal a limousine. I definitely didn't give people a ride for drugs, and I definitely didn't break through a plate glass window at McDonald's and get tased, because I think I would have remembered that part.
Well, I don't know. I think you might forget that part. I would.
He got it wrong. They say the photo was from the police, but Todd contends that he's never been to East Point where the limo theft occurred. The network corrected the error. Todd sued the television station, the police, and the limo company, but the case was tossed by the judge.
Why did you sue the limo company?
Everyone's got to get it, man.
Yeah, but what did they have to? They didn't have anything to do with an MSNBC story.
The lawyer went crazy. That's all. He went, we're going to get everyone we can.
I was sympathetic.
Court supported, and it ended up in the state Supreme Court. The justices had questions about whether the network was negligent, since they claimed the photo came from the police.
We got this information from a police department. It was not in the first instance our mistake.
What they did was uncalled for. They could have fact-checked it.
The Supreme Court decided not to intervene. Now, Todd wants to take his fight to the federal level, even to the U.S. Supreme Court. He is asking for help using a GoFundMe page and trying to raise $100,000 for his fight.
I'm sorry, man, but I'm not. What are my incentives? Do I get some of your massive paycheck?
Because the fact of the matter, don't get me wrong, it's a bummer that it happened and it shouldn't have happened.
Of course it is.
But what is the long-term damage? Like if they
I
Google
guess
your
if you
name, does
Google-
that
and
come up?
Probably. I suppose if you Google Keith whatever.
Keith Todd.
Keith Todd.
From whatever town that is or near there, and you go, oh, geez, this guy's crazy. I mean, but even then, you'd think you could easily go, yeah, that's a different guy.
Yeah.
Well, all the news stories right now that I'm seeing are about him, Todd Keith, and Keith Todd being mixed up. There's two of those. There's a LinkedIn account.
And then after that, it's about people that aren't either one of them, like Keith Todd, the voice artist, Keith Todd, a professor somewhere.
You don't even see the original story that says he stole a limousine.
I mean, we wouldn't even know this story if he wasn't suing. Now, I don't blame him for suing in the first place, but it seemed like pretty far-reaching.
But at that point, there's enough evidence that it wasn't you because there's news stories about how you had a lawsuit.
But say somebody,
I don't think he's going to win.
I don't think.
I understand being upset. I'd be really upset too. But given that he's, for lack of a better term, kind of a nobody.
How about this? Tell me how it's affected you. Go into detail right now and tell me how it's affected you.
And I would assume his lawyers did that in court for it to make it the first round before it went to the Michigan Supreme Court.
If he, at this point, all those stories are down. You had I could see them forcing MSNBC or the police department, the state, to pay for his expenses, his legal expenses.
He's quoted, and he said it there. It's not, I just mainly want my name to be cleared and for them to be held responsible for what they did. It was never about the money. Well, your name has been cleared.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can't clear it anymore. And you want them to be held responsible, then it's about the money.
Like if he needed the
lawyer,
lawyer,
like the fine goes to charity
to get it off the internet. Yeah, MSNBC then pays for it.
But
state.
On the other hand, I can see if you've got the principle of the thing, because a lot of times the news does get these details wrong, and then there's oops, sorry about that on the back page somewhere, or at the end of the news. Nobody ever hears about it again. The damage is already done.
His phone already blew up.
And all these news organizations, all they have to do is go, oh, man, sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
And then they walk away from it, and they don't give a rat's ass. And so, especially those big networks.
They should be held accountable.
I kind of agree with what he's doing. I don't know that I would pursue it as long. I don't know that I have the intestinal fortitude for it, but...
Well, there must be something.
But
it must
they
be
were
pointless.
in the wrong. I mean, somebody was in the wrong, whether it's them or the police in one way or another. They got the name wrong.
Yeah.
They flip-flopped the name.
Yeah.
And they gave...
And so maybe the cops gave the wrong picture or whatever, but...
Yeah, I mean, but it must be pointless because he would have a lawyer doing the work pro bono, wouldn't he? He wouldn't need a GoFundMe to fuel this, would he?
Maybe.
If they thought it was a slam dunk.
Unless he's got a lawyer that says, all right, man, I've been doing this pro bono for this amount of time, but now I'm out. Like, I can't do it anymore.
Because we're not going to win.
It's costing me too much time and effort, and
yeah,
I don't feel like it's going anywhere. Ugh. So that might happen.
I mean, it's a mess that I wouldn't want to deal with.
No,
if I put myself in his shoes, really, I would think, pay me some money. Give me money because I've wasted more than 1 second on this.
Yeah, that's true.
In the first place.
Right. All right. Joe and I will see you today. Elk Brewing.
4 to 6 in Comstock Park.
Yep.
Beer and food.
Fun. It's supposed to be 70 degrees by then. Doesn't matter. We're inside.
The rain's clearing up.
Yeah. 70 indoors.
Yeah, I would think most of Berry County should drive up for that.
You ain't got no power.
Yeah, we've got electricity and food.
Yeah, and then by the time you get home, both residents will finally have their power back.
Yeah, it's coming around. It's Foo Fighters' Best of You, 97.9 GRD Rocks.